Today's feature is super exciting, Apocalypse in the Ice Age. If you're into apocalypse, survival, intrigue, destruction, and violence, this has it all. So stick around and let's dive in. Our story begins with a reporter talking about the Ice Age. The Earth has entered a new ice age. The global temperature keeps dropping with no signs of stopping. But please, don't lose hope. The government hasn't forgotten about us. Let's stick together and get through this crisis. At that moment, a plane crashes on top of the reporter because it was completely frozen and couldn't continue flying. This is being broadcast on a TV that soon freezes and stops working completely. The scene shifts to a somewhat messy house with various boxes around. Someone is calling for a guy named Han Feng. He goes to answer the door, and when he looks through the peephole, he sees a woman shivering with cold, her heavy coat not enough to keep her warm. "Ah, Hyona, what are you doing here? Come inside, it's dangerous." As she enters, she plants a big kiss on our protagonist. They continue kissing for a long time. He pulls back and asks, "Why did you kiss me right after opening the door? What's going on with you?" "Han Feng, I've realized you're my true love. I should have been with you all along." Sometimes it takes a crisis to truly see people and realize who really cares. You know, that person who will be there for you no matter what. If you don't believe me, feel my heartbeat now. I'm ready to do anything with you now. "Anything?" asks Han Feng, and the woman makes it clear that she means promiscuous things. "Hyona, you don't know how much those words mean to me." "Ah, you don't need to say anything more. Just close your eyes for me." "Okay, my eyes are closed." At that moment, a guy appears to attack our protagonist. He gets hit square in the head and falls to the ground, bleeding heavily. You killed him. Don't play innocent. You knew it had to be done. This world went to hell a long time ago. One less mouth to feed is nothing. Let's see what we have here. If we use our resources wisely, we can get rescued. Meanwhile, our protagonist, Han Feng, is still alive. He feels some limbs moving but can't get up. "I can't move. I'm dying." So this is what it feels like to die? We see that Hyona and the other guy are a couple, and Han Feng thinks it's all because of these heartless women. "If I get another life, no more being fooled by women." Until Han Feng sees a light, a glow at the end of the tunnel. What is this? What a cozy light. Is this the path to paradise? Wait, my hand. I can feel it. Suddenly, our protagonist sees a kind of red energy. An instant later, he dissolves into this energy. Where am I? He asks himself and realizes it's daytime. The Ice Age hasn't started yet, and it seems he's in his room. 30 minutes after coming back to life, he's looking at the sun and thinks, "Ah, this light is so good. I thought I'd never feel it again." I just checked the date. It's June 28th. The apocalypse started on July 15th. I was supposed to be dead, but I came back somehow. And I came back half a month before the apocalypse. This means I was reborn. But there's something different this time. There are some strange things happening since I woke up. There's this strange red glow around my right hand. It doesn't hurt or anything. It's just kind of warm. It doesn't seem to do anything actually. At first, I thought I was imagining things, but suddenly, a cold breeze passes by, and he sneezes. This makes the color on his hand change. Huh, what? It turned green? And why is it getting bigger? He gets kind of desperate about all this until he gets tired. Beams of light coming out of my hand. How does science explain this? The green light shrinks back. It's so erratic. It grows and shrinks suddenly, unlike the red one. The red one didn't do that. He sits down on his couch. Suddenly, I feel so tired, so drained. Was it the green light's fault? What the heck is this on my hand, man? And he thinks, is it like those mana stories I read where the protagonist is reborn with some powers? So, Han Feng grabs a knife to test it out. Seems like nothing happened. Suddenly, his stomach growls loudly. "Ah, I'm so hungry. Looks like there's nothing in the fridge. This is really bad. If I don't eat now, I think I'll pass out." He looks to the side and sees a jar with some roasted soybeans. These helped me a bit during the apocalypse. It's not exactly a meal, but it'll have to do for now. I better rush to the supermarket afterward. He grabs a soybean with the hand that has the green aura, and as he brings it to his mouth to eat, a smoke comes out of the bean and hits his face. A soybean plant grows out of his mouth, roots and all. What is this? Soybeans? And I don't feel tired anymore. And the green light is gone. It definitely did this to the soybean. Then he sees that it's really growing soybeans. He literally multiplied soybeans. He planted soybeans instantly. A soybean sprout. So that's my power. Okay, this discovery is amazing. I need to study this more. But for now, I need to gather some supplies before the world ends. He sees that outside, since the apocalypse hasn't started yet, there are a lot of people. It's very busy, and our protagonist heads out as well. Okay, I need to take this seriously now. First, there was that red light around my hand, then it turned green. Then the green light kept coming and going, and it made me super tired. Suddenly, I touched some soybeans with my green hand, and they turned into soybean sprouts. What kind of power is this? Suddenly, someone calls out to Han Feng, and we see it's Hyona. What a coincidence. Han Feng, are you shopping here today too? It's like destiny, isn't it? Han Feng only thinks, Hyona. Hyona was the goddess of my dreams for 3 long years. I did everything to make her happy, even knowing I was just a backup guy. But I never thought she would end up killing me. No, stay calm. He holds his own arm. She was going to do something terrible. It's not time for revenge yet. I need need supplies first. Han Feng, why are you distancing yourself from me? I've been calling you for a while now. Ah, sorry, Hyona. You're especially beautiful today. I got lost in thought. You're so sweet. Well, since we bumped into each other, how about we do some shopping together? Huh? And she tries to charm him. Sorry, I can't today, says Han Feng, walking right past her. She is shocked by this. Nice try, trying to use me as a bank again, but not this time. I'm not that fool anymore. He heads to the Valdemar Shopping Plaza, the biggest and most resourceful market in the East region. Obviously, during the ice apocalypse, these shelves were completely cleared. No one knows to this day who did it. I need to grab as much as possible before the apocalypse hits. Meanwhile, on his phone, he looks at an apocalypse survival guide. There's a huge list of various things he needs: food, winter clothing, medicine, basic necessities, fuel. Ah, there's so much I need to prepare still. But now we have a big problem. He sees he only has 15,000 yuan in his account. Ah, what am I going to do with this money? Suddenly, he gets a notification on his phone about a loan, a credit he can take out. That's right, how could I forget this? I can take out as many loans as I want. It's going to be the end of the world anyway. Then he starts opening several bank apps and taking out loans from all of them. Now the protagonist was a genius. Meanwhile, Hyona kicks a can on the street, annoyed. He was just another fool I used to get money, and he had the nerve to refuse me. Now I'm really mad. That pathetic loser doesn't even have a car. Ah, I'll never be nice to him again. Then, we hear a car honking at her. A friend holds Hyona and says, silly girl, how could I abandon you? Hyona, you mean so much to me. She smiles, thinking he fell for her charm again. You know, you're very special to me too, Han Feng. How about we go out for dinner or catch a movie? What do you think? By the time she realizes it, Han Feng is no longer there. He's at the car, loading his supply boxes. Man, I still need to load all this. I'm so busy, so busy. Why did you buy so much stuff? Asks his friend. Oh, nothing much. Just some things I like. Han Feng replies. I even got a little gift for you. You can pick it up later. Alright, but I'm heading home now, says Hyona. That's for the best. Han Feng responds. She thinks, got it, nailed it. And Han Feng thinks, I can't let her find out about my stash of supplies. It's basically my ticket to surviving the apocalypse. But I can't wait. When the world ends, I'm going after both of you, especially the guy who helped her kill me. Actually, I'm really liking the idea of this apocalypse happening now. Currently, it's June 29th, and the apocalypse begins on July 15th. On that day, it will snow heavily, temperatures will drop to minus 20 degrees, and over the following month, temperatures will keep falling, reaching as low as minus 70 degrees. The world will be completely covered in ice and snow, making it impossible to go outside. He's following survival steps. First, I got the food, and that's why I need to stock up a lot. Everything I need is already packed and sealed, so my neighbors can't suspect it's food. And the more sensitive supplies, I have to move them at night when no one is watching. After the apocalypse starts, the power will become completely unstable. That's why I got this big guy, a generator, and obviously a lot of fuel to keep it running for a long time. Another goal achieved: fuel. When the apocalypse happens, the heating system will completely stop. So, I need to modify my house to generate its own heat, and I will also reinforce the doors and windows. Another one off the list: modify the room. I also need a room just for supplies. Finally finished, but today is already July 14th, one day before the big apocalypse. But now it's time for the main event, testing my new ability to survive the upcoming apocalypse. Relying solely on the supplies I gathered is not enough. This power to manipulate plants will be my only hope. All this soy here on this plate, I made with my ability, but it seems our protagonist doesn't like eating plain soybeans that much. I wouldn't either, right? But it's so random that I didn't even realize how I activated this power yet. Time for a taste test. Let's see if this is edible. He's very nervous, sweating and trembling just to eat a plate of soybeans. Then, we see that he's already eaten half the plate. As I thought, it's edible. At least this proves that this ability can indeed create food. The next step is to figure out how to activate this ability. Anyway, I've only tried with soybeans so far. I need to see if this ability works with other foods too. So he spends the whole day on this. Literally, we see the sun setting. Suddenly, he wakes up with a plant in his hand. Ah, I passed out. What a headache. We see that he's surrounded by various plants, charcoal, who knows what. Ah, I think this power consumes a lot of my mind and body. He goes back to eating soybeans. Anyway, I learned something about this ability. Before passing out, I used my ability on different types of plants. Some didn't react at all. Some grew from seeds to full sprouts, just like the soybeans, and some, well, exploded. After they exploded, the plants turned into this kind of substance that looks like charcoal, but it's very light. At least this substance can be used for heating without problems. Now, anyway, I tried many times. Focus. Control your breathing. He managed to multiply more food, but the success rate is very random, and he passed out afterward. Ah, I couldn't find any pattern to this ability. There has to be some principle to make this ability work, but at least I learned the conditions to activate it. The key lies within my consciousness. I imagine myself in nature, walking among the animals, my body and mind becoming part of the natural world. When he opens his eyes, it actually worked, and his hand had that green glow. This time, he tries using the green hand on me. meat. He taps one of the pieces of meat, hoping to make something happen, but thinks, no reaction. The meat. Don't tell me it only works with plants. Come on, magic, work. Still nothing. But when I meditate, I feel those two different colors, and I haven't tried using the red one on food yet. Okay, red light, show me what you got. When he squeezes the meat with his red hand, it starts bubbling and becomes completely disgusting. He throws the meat on the ground. The meat reacted to the red light, but it looks like it got cooked or something. Is that all the red light does? Heat things up? No, it's more than that. It's like a process of disintegration. Then he grabs the soy with his green hand and holds the meat in his red hand. It's a green light represents the evolution of matter, and the red one is the opposite, disintegration. What happens if I combine them? A crazy reaction occurs, leaving him very impressed. The meat grew larger, and we see a huge steak in his hand. But where did the soy that was in my hand go? Did it merge with the meat? This is incredible. It really looks like meat. The smell is the same, and it even seems fresher. Okay, I'll try one more time. But time passes, and he's surrounded by rotten meat and charcoal. Ah, come on, why do you keep failing? Ah, forget it, I'll look into this later. But today was pretty productive. If I can master my power, I'll be on top of this world. But wait, food alone won't help me. I'm completely defenseless. I need to hurry and get a weapon before the temperature drops. He looks out the window and sees it's starting to snow. It's really happening. Then, our dear Han Feng heads out into the street. The temperature will drop by 45 degrees this week. I need a weapon fast, but buying weapons is illegal, and I don't have that kind of connection. Suddenly, he hears someone shouting in the street. It's a guy boasting in fancy clothes. Ah, I've seen this guy around. Those flashy clothes. At this moment, he's offering a cigarette to someone else. Everyone calls him Lao Wang. He lives in the same neighborhood as me and has a great reputation for getting things done. He seems to know everyone around here. He doesn't have a fixed job, but he's always busy with something, always talking on the phone about business. Han Feng thinks maybe he has the connections I need. He calls out, "Hey, Lao Wang, long time no see, huh?" Our protagonist is a bit embarrassed but brazenly catches the guy's attention. "You know me, man. It's me, Han Feng. Don't you remember? We met a while back." "Han Feng, I've been very busy with work lately. Don't blame me for my memory. What can I do for you, man?" Han Feng looks around because it's a very suspicious topic to discuss in the middle of the street. He whispers in Lao Wang's ear, "What? You want that, man?" Our protagonist feels very guilty. "Look here, buddy, let me make this clear. We don't do anything illegal, okay? Weapons are a very serious matter. I have connections, of course, but this is very dangerous." "No, Lao Wang, you don't understand. It's not for anything personal. It's really for self-defense." Then he starts telling a story to convince Lao Wang. "Once, I was biking to work, and a guy was spitting everywhere and ended up spitting in my face. When I confronted him, he spat on me again. So, I beat him up. When he left all messed up, he said he'd be back. The next day, even though he was all messed up, he brought his buddies to beat me up. I never felt so humiliated. So this weapon is for my self-defense." Lao Wang gets very angry. "What do you mean, spitting on others? What a disgusting guy. Such barbaric behavior." Han Feng thinks, "I think he missed the point of the story a bit, right? Say no more, man. I'm with you on this. I'll talk to my big bro now. We'll make this happen. Thank you so much, Lao Wang. We'll have to take the bus because my Panamera is in the shop." "Ah, don't worry about it, man. I have my car." Then they get in the car and head to the meeting point. "What the heck, man? Living the good life, huh? How much did this car cost?" "Ah, I think it was around 700,000. Not bad at all." While Lao Wang is admiring himself on his phone, he says, "Turn left here." And we see that he posted a photo as if the car was his, showing off. Man, the weather changed out of nowhere. It went straight from summer to winter. Huh? Then the guys at the meeting point say, "Ah, someone's here." They ask, "What brings you here?" Han Feng says, "I need a weapon. I need a weapon." Han Feng and the boss Lu stare at each other for a moment. "Is that all? Just a weapon? I thought you'd bring me something more interesting." "Lu, get the weapon. Here, it's 6,000. Actually, sir, I was thinking of something a bit bigger. You know, that weapon with a scope? You know, right? Kid, you're talking about a damn sniper? Do you think you're in a shopping mall? You think you can get anything like that here? Take your pistol and leave." Lao Wang starts calming the situation. "It's not quite like that, boss. Let me tell you a story." He starts telling a story to sway the boss, and it actually works. The boss has the same reaction Lao Wang had earlier. "What the hell? That makes me so mad." Han Feng thinks Lao Wang's stories are a bit ridiculous, but they work. "You need a sniper? I can get that for you. In a few days, come by again." "Ah, thank you, boss Lu." "Lu, go ahead and order it." Lao Wang says to Han Feng, "See? I told you it would only take a few minutes." The boss hands the pistol to Han Feng. "Here, this one's a gift." Our protagonist is a bit taken aback but really appreciates the boss's help with the weapon. So, he decides to warn the boss. "A friend of mine in the government said that with this cold, they're going to stop selling some supplies. So, it's better to buy some supplies now and start stocking up." The two exchange a look, and the boss simply says, "Understood." They head back out into the cold. "See? I helped you out, didn't I? It was quick. Good thing he was in a good mood today. I think if you had asked for a cannon, he would have given you one anyway." "Thanks, Lao Wang. I'll buy you some cigarettes on the way." "Cigarettes? It's not because I like helping people. people, man, but if you insist, get those that tick nicely. 7 or 8 packs will do. Meanwhile, Han Feng is still focused on his goal. Food, check. Weapons, check. Just a few days until the apocalypse fully begins. It's time to focus on studying my ability. With it, food won't be a problem. Suddenly, our protagonist slips on the snow. My friend, he has everything, weapons, food, but no grace. Partner, are you okay? Ah, my leg. I think it's broken. Lao Wang, take the key and drive me to the hospital. Yeah, man, but there's a problem. I don't have a driver's license, and my record isn't clean, so if I get caught driving without a license, it's going to be bad, but I'll help you walk. We see the two of them struggling to walk. Let's get a taxi. I'll pay. Meanwhile, in the hospital office, a nurse thinks, oh, the snow is getting much heavier. Then the phone rings. She answers, emergency, head nurse. Please come to the hall. Yes, I'm on my way. At the hospital, the doctor tells Han Feng, it looks like you've broken your leg. I'll take a look, but I think you need to stay here for an hour for observation. After that, I can give you some medication. Ah, of all times, this has to happen just when the apocalypse is approaching. We see Han Feng with his leg in a makeshift cast, with a tourniquet and holding an x-ray. Hey, man, I gotta go. I have some business to take care of. Take care, okay? If you need anything, give me a call, alright? Alright, thanks for the help. Take care, man. Now I'm in this crowded hospital. The hospital is packed with victims of accidents due to the snow or the cold. The emergency room is a madhouse right now. I think it's going to take a long time to get my medication. Han Feng sees a nurse passing by. It's the same nurse we saw earlier, head nurse Lin, and she's taking care of several patients at once. Some are in critical condition, surviving on machines, others are not as severe. Our protagonists think, wow, she's amazing. A head nurse at this age, so skilled in taking such good care of all the patients. And she's really beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Without meaning to, Han Feng glances at her underwear. He quickly looks away, blushing. Then, the old man next to him says, excuse me, head nurse. Sorry, I couldn't attend to you earlier. It's crazy here. How can I help you? My back started hurting suddenly, and recently, it's gotten much worse. Can you take a look? Meanwhile, the old pervert is trying to take pictures under her skirt. Sorry, we'll need an x-ray to be sure, sir. Ah, just a quick look, the old man says as he stands up and grabs the nurse's waist. Sorry, but that tickles. You need to wait for a doctor. Obviously, the perverted old man starts touching where he shouldn't, but then he gets smacked and falls to the ground, crutches and all. It was Han Feng who threw an object at him. Ah, sorry, first time using this, Han Feng says, though we know he did it on purpose and did it well. Han Feng grabs the old man's phone. Do you think it's broken, sir? Don't touch my phone. Give it back. Han Feng thinks, just as I thought, this dirty old man was taking pictures of her. What do you have to say about this? Huh, you dirty old man. If you don't get out of here now, I'll call security and report you, you jerk. Obviously, I'm not giving your phone back. And if you try anything else, I'll put your face on the internet. The old man gets very nervous and runs out of the hospital. The nurse didn't even notice. Wasn't his back hurting? He got better quickly. Seriously, do people really not pay that much attention in the world? Ah, Nurse Lin, this guy was taking pictures under your skirt. Really? I didn't even notice. Here's his phone. You decide whether to just delete the photos or call the police. Be careful with people who try to take advantage of you. Thank you very much. But didn't you say earlier that your leg was injured? Han Feng realizes he's standing with his broken tibia. The nurse finishes treating his leg. It shouldn't hurt now, right? Ah, thank you very much, Nurse Lin. It doesn't hurt at all. I should be the one thanking you. I'll never let that kind of nasty guy get away with it again. Just be more careful. You know, he notices his foot is close to her soft parts and thinks, it seems you're not being very careful right now. Then the doctor calls her, and she has to go. Don't forget to come here every week for a checkup, okay? Han Feng thinks, a week? I guess I won't see you again, then. And he leaves the hospital. The next morning, the snow is even heavier. We see the news interrupting regular programming for an urgent update. In just 24 hours, various regions have experienced heavy snowfall and a significant drop in temperature. Reports from all over the world show that it's not just here. Everyone is experiencing a major drop in temperature. Experts and scholars from 46 different countries are holding a conference to understand what caused all this. We see images from various countries in the report. Experts say this cold front might not last long, but please stay alert and follow government recommendations. Stay calm and gather supplies. This disaster will soon pass. And there's our protagonist, Han Feng, living the good life in a robe, sipping a glass of wine. He thinks, here goes the government lying to us again. If I hadn't died and been reborn, I would definitely have believed them, but not this time. I'm prepared and have all the supplies I need. The house is reinforced and the heating system is in perfect condition. I've got everything under control. Surviving won't be a problem. He looks at the building's WhatsApp group and sees everyone is freaking out about the situation. Suddenly, a mysterious person joins the chat. Attention, people, pay attention. This snowstorm is not caused by normal weather. Remember my words, this is not a normal snowstorm. The Ice Age apocalypse is beginning. Han Feng thinks, huh? Who is this guy? And how does he know about the apocalypse? I need to be very careful with this mysterious person. Suddenly, the scene shifts to a visual representation of the chat, as if we entered the neighborhood's virtual group, which I found really cool. Instead of just turning the conversations into a WhatsApp chat on the screen, it became something more interactive. I really like that in the story. Then, people are complaining, arguing, and saying that the building managers and maintenance staff aren't clearing the snow, and cars can't get through. The building management replies, "Sorry, everyone, the snowstorm is too strong. We can't do much about it. That's what we pay you for. We need better service here." Meanwhile, Han Feng is just watching the commotion. What a pointless fight. The snowstorm isn't something humans can handle. Then, a guy tries to calm things down and says, "Everyone, stop fighting. The storm is so strong that it's pointless to clear the snow now. It'll just get covered again in a few hours. Instead of fighting, why doesn't everyone help clear the snow? The management are humans too, people. There's nothing they can do against a natural disaster like this. You're just taking your frustrations out on them." But the guy's attempt to calm things down doesn't work, and everyone starts yelling at him. He says, "Calm down, everyone. I'm not defending the management. I'm just saying this argument makes no sense. The snow issue can't be solved this way. Sometimes things don't go as we want. Then why don't you tell us what to do? We're starting here, and going to the market is impossible now. Even if we clear the neighborhood streets, who guarantees the main roads will be clear? My suggestion is we walk there together." That guy, Joe Azinho, I have some memories of him from my past life. He was a very energetic person. Then, people start gathering for a meeting to discuss what to do next. A guy enters, saying, "If you don't want to help clear the street, keep quiet. Fighting for half a day just to clear a street. You're so annoying." "Yeah, I'm going down to help my buddies. Besides clearing the streets, I have $1 million project waiting for me." And Han Feng think that way of talking is familiar to me. Seems like Jiang. The people start to cooperate and become more helpful to each other. Even Nurse Lin shows up, saying she'll join and help clear the street. Helena also appears. "I thought I had enough fuel for 2 days, but I guess not. Anyway, I'll go downstairs and help." And Han Feng thinks she's really good at this. We see several guys flocking around her to help. A bunch of simps. Really, there are more of them than I imagined. Then, our protagonist decides to leave the group, annoyed that people fell for Helena's charm. He gets another notification. It's a message from Helena. "Are you busy these days? You haven't contacted me. I'm still waiting for you, and if you come to see me, buy some groceries for us." She sends a provocative photo. In a situation like this, you're still sending scantily clad photos to seduce me? You're really trying hard. Let me think about what to reply. His response wasn't great, because she stomps on her phone and calls him a bastard and more. Han Feng thinks today is the 3rd day since the snow started, and the temperature is currently minus 20 degrees. At this stage of the apocalypse, the normal central heating in our neighborhood is still working, and we still have internet. Basically, we're living our lives normally so far. I'm watching some videos to pass the time. It's only the 2nd day, and I'm already so bored. It seems like the biggest problem of the apocalypse will be dealing with loneliness, right? And my leg isn't doing great either. It'll take a few months to fully recover. Let's keep watching some videos. He sees a very interesting video that seems to show a guy recovering with some doctors around him. It looks like a guy jumped from the 20th floor, and after the doctors cleaned his internal wounds, his organs completely regenerated. People are asking if it's real or fake to check the source, and Han Feng thinks that's true. I hadn't thought about this yet. He tries using his green hand on his leg to heal it, and after a long time trying, he lies down and says, "I don't think I overthought it. I thought the green light could help with the wounds." And he quickly falls asleep. He has a crazy dream. Suddenly, while he's running with the goat, he falls and twists his ankle, feeling a lot of pain. A goat starts to approach slowly and licks his wound. He tries to push the goat away, but it gets irritated and extends a long tongue to lick his leg even more. The force of the tongue lifts his leg, and it seems like the goat's tongue has healing powers. Desperate with this bizarre dream, he wakes up and notices that the wound in real life is glowing, just like in the dream. He removes the bandages, and the wound is gone. "My leg doesn't hurt anymore. Could the green light heal me while I sleep? It doesn't hurt to try again." He slowly approaches himself with a knife and makes a small cut on his finger. The green light begins to shine in his hand again. "Ah, now I get it." Meanwhile, outside, as promised in the condo group, people are helping to clear the tree and snow from the path. The one coordinating everything is Xiao Jiang, that stoner-looking guy from the group, trying to calm everyone down. "Sorry for the trouble, Uncle Lu. The snow was pretty heavy. It's not that big of a problem. I owe my thanks to the Jean brothers. One is named Jean Qingwen and the other, Jean Qingwu. They also helped with the progress until someone slips and falls on there but in the snow. Are you okay? The ground is pretty icy." "Don't worry, I'm fine." That's the nurse who helped the protagonist. "Let's clear the main road now. Call us if you need help, okay?" "Okay, go ahead." The snow is getting denser. They need to buy supplies. That's true. Speaking of supplies, you reminded me of something. "What is it, Uncle Lu?" "Nothing too significant. I heard that a few days before the snowstorm, a neighbor was gathering supplies with several trucks, as if moving houses. That's not common to see, but it must have been someone who just moved in. I saw a fireplace and an oil tank on the trucks. That's not normal for someone moving. something. Maybe that person was preparing for what was coming. The main road is clear now. I think it's passable. Thank you very much, brothers. Suddenly, a psycho arrives behind the two brothers. Were you talking about winter preparations? That sounds interesting. He is greeted with a snowball to the neck. Stop fooling around and get to work. I was doing everything alone. You were just watching from the side. Don't point fingers while you talk. Stop arguing. The main road is clear. Everyone who's helping, stop and go to the supermarket to buy supplies. Understood? We have a lot to buy. I'll send a message to Mom. Mr. Xiaojiang, what are your thoughts on all this? Do you think that move was related to the snowstorm? To be honest, I'm not too worried. It's just a snowstorm. It'll stop soon. I'm sure everyone will get back to their normal lives soon. If we think this snow will never end, having a neighbor with a lot of supplies is good, isn't it? You're right. It seems like young people today think more than those in the past. The snowstorm doesn't stop and is getting stronger. Everyone form a line and get ready to leave. Don't push. The snow is getting worse. Let's try to be back in 3 hours, okay? Indeed, everyone who is helping with the cleanup is following the leader. Meanwhile, back in the building, we return to the protagonist, who doesn't look very good. Someone woke him up by knocking on the door. Brother Lu, sorry, I was sleeping. You can speak now. I brought what you asked for, a semi-automatic. The boss asked me to thank you personally. Thanks to you, he was able to gather a lot of supplies for the gang. It seems Mr. Lil is very courteous. By the way, you can speak. Do you know about the market in the East District? Before the snow arrived, it was completely cleaned out. The protagonist is pretending to be surprised. Oh, the market was emptied in just one night? But he is genuinely shocked because this happened exactly as it did in his past life. Anyway, I'm off now, my man, he said. Okay, thanks, brother. The protagonist enters his house, thinking about it. Someone capable of emptying a market in one night? What kind of person is this, and how did they do it? In some of the manuals and mangas I used to read, there were people with powers to store various things in a space like a pocket dimension. Could there be a superhuman with this ability? This is so troubling. Anyway, I need to research my ability a bit more. If there really are superhumans out there, I need countermeasures. From what I know currently, I got an ability that affects all types of food supplies. I can increase the quantity, the size, that sort of thing. He goes to his soy pot again, but the success rate is very low. The rate for soy was 1 in 10, but the cans of meat failed all 10 times. What's going on? Suddenly, a big puff of smoke comes from his hand. It seems these rates are going way too far. The soy simply turned into a stone. Today's goal is to understand exactly how this works. It was already 10:45 at night and he was still at it. Finally, he managed to grow an entire soybean plant. I finally did it! Now I understand how it works. When I use the green energy, the energy isn't constant. Every food item corresponds to a specific amount of energy. If the result fails, the soy turns into charcoal. Wait, this pattern is familiar. Ah, it's like that dance game that was popular decades ago. If I associate the energy with the buttons you pressed in the game, the energy must be correct at each second. And in the end, I just need to stop using energy at the critical moment. Ah, it worked! Even the game message appeared. Perfect. Okay, now I should try it on the meat. Meats are very different from vegetables. They turn into a disgusting black liquid when they fail. But the principle of the theory shouldn't be too different, right? First, let's use the energy the meat needs. It seems the time should be a bit longer than for vegetables. The black liquid simply bursts in his face. He fails again and again. Damn meat! Why is it so difficult? After that, his house looks like an oil exploration field. He's sitting, all sweaty, trying to make it work. This time, he's trying with both vegetable and meat at the same time. He thinks he'll get it now. When he releases at the right moment, he actually manages to multiply the size of the meat. He collapses on the floor, completely exhausted. I finally found a method to synthesize the meat. After some time, he was watching the news on television. Good morning, viewers. Today is July 17th, the third day of snow. The whole country is experiencing the worst snowstorm of the century. To ensure a basic standard of living for everyone, defenses and measures have been taken in all locations. Due to the snowstorm, all traffic, electricity, and networks are starting to fail. Please be patient with the maintenance and support personnel. Now back to our anchor. The government is providing resources to the most affected regions. We hope everyone can stay at home unless there are special circumstances. The protagonist thinks, the same as in the previous life. Everything will start to disappear after this. A notification arrives on his phone. A message in the group. These people never stop talking in this group, for God's sake. He clicks to enter the group and see the messages again. We return to the world of the condo kitties. Wow, there's quite a discussion going on here. Most people must be here because of the news. Some still think support will arrive, others don't. Do you really believe in these news reports? If the situation were really under government control, the support team would have arrived a long time ago. This is Uncle Lou, who is outside helping. But so far, there's been no sign and no truck full of supplies for us. Besides, I heard from some friends that there were armored vehicles, tanks, and heavy weapons heading towards the city. In other words, words, there's only one possibility: a war is about to start. People are like, could this be true? And everyone gets more and more desperate about it. The protagonist thinks, a war is starting? I think I heard about this in my past life. If I were to guess, I think what Uncle Lou said is really true. So, we have to take measures to save our lives. There are already some homeowners in the neighborhood who ran out of food because they didn't store enough. Also, we don't have a confirmed time for the arrival of government resources. I think we should start organizing and helping the homeowners who are facing difficulties. I suggest that homeowners with ample food supplies donate some to support those in need. Starting with me, I will donate my food supplies. Anyone in need can come to me. People start gossiping about it. Looks like Brother Xiao Jiang is right, huh? Everyone in the neighborhood should start helping each other during this crisis. Otherwise, these families will die of hunger and cold. So, Elena, are you going to donate too? Are you crazy? There are so many people here and you're going to ask me? Just because I rejected you. But in the group chat, she tries to be all sweet. I'm very sorry, but I don't have any extra food at home. People start getting annoyed with the one who asked her. Doesn't he have any shame? Stop bothering her. Meanwhile, people are already organizing to donate thanks to Xiao Jiang. I'd like to express my gratitude to all the homeowners who are helping out. There are a lot of people here. Why don't we appoint some homeowners to take on this task? It will be like an emergency committee to establish responsibility and plan the support. The protagonist thinks, interim committee? This happened in my past life too, and it was just a scheme to steal from others. Now it's July 19th, the 5th day of the apocalypse. The temperature outside is minus 40 degrees Celsius. The heating system is no longer working, and what people are most concerned about at this point isn't even food, but just staying warm. It's really happening just like in my past life, and things are only going to get worse, except for me, of course. The protagonist is eating cheesecake and drinking a Coca-Cola. Damn, zombies! I lost again. Someone calls him at that moment. Hello, are you Mr. Han Feng, owner of 18,801? I'm responsible for Block 8. Everyone must come down to clear the roads in 20 minutes. After finishing, please go to the basement parking to sign in. The protagonist thinks, the snow is too thick outside. Are you blind? Sweep? I'll sweep your face, uncle. But he ends up giving in and goes to the building's ground floor. It's better not to get into trouble with anyone in the building for now. It looks like the snow has already covered a large part of the building's entrance. People start to realize that the path is blocked by snow and begin to panic. Hey, black hair, come help us here. Okay, when I say 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. They manage to open the door, but a strong gust of cold wind hits them. Oh, it's so cold. Damn, I can't open my eyes. It's so cold now, I'll end up freezing like this. We might even die just to clear a path in the snow. Meanwhile, people almost hesitate, almost giving up, because they really realize how tense the situation is outside. Relax, I'm here. The protagonist thinks, that voice. Everyone is being such cowards, aren't they? The one with the imposing attitude now is me, says Brother Lou. Don't be so brave, this isn't a game. Let's wait for the snow to stop first. But he goes crazy and starts climbing the snow. You are. He starts making a hole in the snow with his shape, but after a while, he starts asking for help. Help me, give me a hand here. He comes out of there purple with cold, and they finally close the doors. Brother Lou, are you okay? For God's sake, everyone go to the parking lot to sign in. We'll decide what to do when the snow stops. With this storm going on, it's not human power that's going to solve this. The parking lot is full of people. The snow is really heavy now. Folks, let's wait for the snow to weaken a bit before we start clearing. Also, resource collection points will be designated in the basement. The protagonist thinks, who made Xiao Jiang the leader of the group? So it was him who led all the scams in my past life, wasn't it? Once again, thank you all for your support. I really didn't expect so many homeowners to donate their resources. Your generous donations have helped even more homeowners who are in difficult situations right now. And once again, I thank all of you in your places. People are falling for his act, commenting that the aid plan is really working. The protagonist thinks, just wait, soon everyone will regret it. My man, I think I'll clear my head a bit first. Okay, my man, go ahead. Is that the nurse? Excuse me. While she's about to fall with the supplies, the protagonist catches her. Oh, are you okay? Oh, thank you. And your leg? Wow, it's all better now. The protagonist feels a bit desperate as he forgot he healed his leg with the green light, and it's completely cured. My recovery and regeneration speed has always been really good since I was a kid. I can recover from normal wounds very easily. That's so amazing. Let me help you now. It's fine. It's very heavy. I'm strong. This is for you helping me too. But when Han Feng grabs the boxes, he sinks under the weight. He can't believe how Jean Shui was carrying this. Can I ask what's inside? Oh, you mean the boxes? They're just medical supplies. You know, it's really heavy. Don't you want me to carry it? No, actually, I'm not feeling anything. Don't strain yourself too much, okay? I really am much stronger than people think. Have you always been this strong? Oh, no. Actually, there's a reason behind it. What reason? Oh, nothing, nothing. Sorry, it's just something that happened to me. I really can't explain it. Anyway, I don't know your name yet. Oh, my name is Han Feng, but people call me Big Han. You can call me Jean Shui. Alright, nice to meet you. Han Feng feels all embarrassed. So, Han Feng, what do you do for a living? At the moment, unemployed. Then, Jean Shui bumps into someone and is thrown against Han Feng, pressing her soft parts against him. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay, Han Feng. Don't tell me you left your apartment. Obviously, she's no fool and already hugs Han Feng. Who's this new friend of yours? You two can keep talking. I won't disturb you. I'll keep carrying this, okay? Okay, sweetie. Hui Na, what are you doing here? I came down to get supplies. You haven't contacted me anymore, and I was worried about you. I was about to send you a message, you know. Liar! I saw you happily chatting with this new lady you met. But anyway, do you have any food to share with me? Mine is running out. Can you share? Han Feng gives a mischievous smile. Actually, I don't have any food to share with you. And it seems you didn't reply to that message I sent you a few days ago. Do you want to come over to my place for a few days? Hui Na gets all nervous because that's not what she wants. She just wants to take advantage of Han Feng. Ah, actually, I don't have much time, you know. If you want to talk to me, you can send a message. Then I guess it's time for me to go, right? Yeah, wait, it seems like you've changed recently. Lately, you've been quite serious, and I don't want people to think I'm with you just because you're rich. Can you give me some time to respond? Han Feng thinks, I already gave you time. I believed in you. I really want to rip that ugly mask off your face. I just didn't realize the man was behind this along with you yet. But actually, why do I have to go after him? Just do what I did in my past life. Sooner or later, she'll bring this man. You know, I was just teasing you. I was really waiting for your response. So, I'll ask for some food for us tomorrow, okay? Really? Ah, you're the best. But I'll head back first. Let's talk by message, okay? Yeah, take care on your way back. Hui Na leaves, thinking she's won the lottery, but this time, Han Feng fooled her. 2 days later, he receives several messages from Hui Na asking about the food he promised 2 days ago. She keeps sending messages, but meanwhile, he's enjoying a big meal. Ah, this temperature is perfect for eating this. It's so warm and comforting. After numerous experiments, I can confirm 2 things about my powers. First, the meat can't be expanded indefinitely, but at least, like the soybeans, it can be multiplied infinitely. Each time the soy grew, I used half of that plant to make more soy and used the other half to make more meat. And regarding the effect of the 2 lights, a small piece of steak can produce a whole steak. And I'm doing this process over and over to get infinite meat. I've done several tests like this. I don't think I'll worry about food anymore. And again on the news, there's another report. Good morning, channel viewers. Today is August 2nd, the 19th day of the snowstorm. Now I'm on Bodor Rit Island in the Maldives, which is 78 kilometers from the equator. The average temperature has just dropped to minus 42 degrees Celsius. Basically, a large part of the island has been completely frozen and buried in ice. The ocean is freezing at a speed never before seen by humans. According to experts, the ice layer has already reached 55 centimeters in depth. Information indicates that the situation in countries near the equator is quite similar to ours. The protagonist thinks, no, the situation is much worse than the media is showing. Suddenly, he's very shocked by something and quickly opens the window. That's the 7th explosion in the past few days. What exactly is happening out there? When he looks, he's even more astonished because he sees several military helicopters in the sky. It seems the situation outside is causing panic for the other homeowners as well. Homeowners are trading items for food, but there are also those trying to take advantage of others. This ends up causing a lot of conflicts. Meanwhile, of course, Xiao Jiang is trying to swindle everyone. In the garage, the protagonist heads there, sneezing from the cold. Why did I come here if it's so cold? If it weren't for gathering information, I wouldn't have come at all. More people are already complaining there. Before I was reborn, there was a rebellion in this neighborhood, and if my memory serves me right, it should be related to these people here. But this time, it seems they're genuinely giving out resources instead of scamming people. What's going on? Why has the timeline changed? First, I need information to understand what's happening here. The number of people needing help is really large, and there's a guy in line complaining that he received too little. Xiao Jiang says that everyone is getting the same amount. Oh yeah? Then give me back the resources I donated to you. I'm sorry, sir, but they can't be returned. The disaster is still ongoing, and I think you can see that from here. When the disaster is over, I'll repay you in cash, okay? We don't know how long this will last. I just want the resources I donated back. People in line start yelling and complaining at him. The protagonist thinks, no way you're getting your resources back, buddy. Putting yourself on a moral high ground above all these other people who also donated is really shameful. Really shameful, right, my man? Hey, man, long time no see. I'm doing SOSO. I'm just shaking from frustration and because I'm a bit weak. You call that SOSO? It's been really hard having to drink water to suppress my hunger. What, you still haven't gotten any food? I was thinking of helping the people most in need first, so I ended up donating everything I had to the committee. In the end, I was was left with nothing, and the committee's resources are dwindling bit by bit. I just wanted a little food for myself. Brother, come here quickly. You have to do me a favor, okay? Go on. Wait a minute, man. Let me see if I got this right. It's that simple? You're willing to give me 4 packs of instant noodles and 2 sausages? Yeah, but don't think too much about it. I don't have much in my stock either. Oh, you're just making excuses to give me food. I'll be eternally grateful, my man. No need for formalities. We're brothers, right? Don't worry, man. You'll have my gratitude. It's all good. Just come to my place later to get the food, okay? Alright, man. I'll go get my resources first. Just a few packs of noodles and sausages will solve this issue. This way, he won't know what I have, and there's no risk of it spreading around, right? I feel sorry for Brother Lu. He helped me a lot, but I think he's not as important as I am. Lazy, sitting on my couch, eating noodles and playing video games, Han Feng is surprised by Hui Na, who comes in and slaps him in the face. You really disappointed me.